now on the CTV News at 5. We know more about the reasons behind former Hurricanes GM Peter Anholt's departure from the team. Plus, federal funding is coming for a new pedestrian and cycling path in Lethbridge. And setbacks for Team Canada before the Winter Olympics even begin.
Telling your stories. CTV News Lethbridge with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Seeding time is fast approaching for southern Alberta's farmers, but will the dry and mild winter that the region has seen have any impact on crop yields? Quinn Keenan has more.
In January, the Lethbridge region saw just 2.9 millimeters of precipitation. Coupled with higher than average temperatures, it's dried out much of the ground and vegetation in the region.
As you moved into January, we did see a noticeably drier month. Only 2.9 millimeters this January of precipitation, when you usually see about 11. So it actually makes it the fifth driest January you've had on record.
That's raised some concern over what that might mean for soil conditions. Farmers will start seeding in about 2 months. But one expert says soil conditions are still up in the air.
Well, I mean, it's still a little ways out, thankfully. But yeah, I think variable is the biggest word. So even in southern Alberta, there are spots where there's been a little bit more moisture, where the sort of the drought alleviation that we got last summer and into the fall that has sort of preserved.
One positive for producers is the above average snowpack in the mountains and solid water levels in the reservoirs. But they could still use plenty of help from Mother Nature. Consistent precipitation between now and seeding would be a huge boost.
Some great stretches of gray days with low-hanging clouds and lots of drizzle and rain to let that sink into the soil a bit and not just wet up the top layer, but penetrate deeper into the root zone.
That moisture may not be coming anytime soon. Forecasts are showing conditions in the Lethbridge region will likely stay dry for much of February.
In terms of our precipitation outlook for February, it does have kind of that bit of a dry factor into around the foothills and further south, and more of that wetter than normal weather into northern Alberta, but otherwise not much of a signal. So it might be a bit of a waiting game, but as of now, warm weather looking to last for the next little while.
Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Now, not surprisingly, a number of southern Alberta communities saw daytime high records shattered yesterday. Despite temperatures climbing to 20.6 degrees Celsius, Lethbridge was not one of them. Bow Island hit 20.3, more than doubling the previous record of 9.8 degrees set back in 2012. Brooks broke a record set in 1964 with a record temperature of 18.5. Crow's Nest Pass climbed to 13.1 degrees Celsius. Medicine Hat set a new record reaching 17.9, and that broke a 34-year-old record of 15.7 from 1992. 1-4 Pincher Creek and Waterton also set new record highs for February the 4th. And this is the perfect opportunity to bring Danielle Savoni in. Danielle, chances we'll see more records broken today?
Absolutely, yes. Today is another day where we have temperatures well above normal, soaring well into the high teens for many communities. And I'll show you temperatures in just a second, but I'll show you why first. Here's that ridge of high pressure. You can see that very defined line in the clouds. This is the edge of the jet stream way up to the north, basically in the territories. Underneath this ridge of high pressure, sinking air, stability, sunshine, and the temperatures have been able to build because of this. So we've had a bit of a windy day, but it's been tamer than yesterday. This is a look at maximum gusts, but when you look at temperatures right now, we're at 18 in Lethbridge, 16 in Pincher Creek and Milk River. More details coming up, Jackie.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Well, we're learning more about why former Hurricanes general manager Peter Anholt stepped down. While his resignation was announced following a disciplinary hearing stemming from a verbal altercation with a player dating back to 2015 when it came to light. Now, Anholt says he was originally planning to leave at the end of last season for multiple reasons. Carson Marsouk explains.
Former Lethbridge Hurricanes general manager Peter Anholt says he resigned for several reasons, according to a recent statement released by him. On January 9th, Anholt announced his resignation following a disciplinary investigation which showed he breached WHL's standard of conduct with respect to threatening and intimidating language during a 2015 incident. In November, Anholt was suspended by the club following a post-game address in the dressing room after a regular season game earlier this season. But Anholt says those two incidents were only part of the reason for his departure. I have always said that when doing this job is not fun anymore, it will be my time to step away, and now is that time, he said in a statement. The last 2 years have been hard in so many ways. Anholt suffered a heart attack in 2023. While he says being part of Hockey Canada's World Junior team as the manager was the greatest honor he's ever had in hockey, it was the greatest disappointment too. The feeling of letting your country down leaves a hole in your gut that doesn't seem to ever go away. In the statement, Anholt says he was planning to step away at the end of last season, but did not want to leave the team without draft picks. He says he decided to stay one more year in hopes of providing a base for the organization to move forward with. Anholt says there is very good young coaching staff in place, along with scouting staff and hockey support staff to lead the team forward. The team has named Barclay Parnetta as interim general manager for the remainder of the season. In his statement, Anholt thanked the fans and community for the support throughout the years, including back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals appearances in 2017 and 2018. Carson Marsouk, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Both claims were filed via the league's 1-800-WHL Respect hotline, and this claim was investigated by the WHL Security Department. Despite his departure, Anholt has agreed to participate in counseling, which will be sponsored by the Hurricanes and the WHL.